I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Trader Media Group and our use of the cloud in our Spitfire cloud platform. Who are we? As I'm obviously from the UK, I'll explain. Trader Media Group is an organisation which is predominantly known for autotrader.co.uk. It's not related to autotrader.com in any way, shape or form. We just share a brand name. We are about the 7th most searched for brand in the UK online, just tagging behind the BBC in terms of popularity. So hopefully that gives you an idea of who we are and what we do. We're privately owned by Apax and the Guardian Media Group. We're valued at around $3 billion earlier in the year, and we currently serve about 1 billion page impressions a month. What's quite interesting about our page impressions is that 98% of it's search, and around that 98%, around 99% of it is non-cacheable search. So I had this conversation earlier this morning, which means that we're very compute intensive, we're very CPU intensive around a lot of our operations. About 8 out of every 10 used cars sold in the UK touches autotrader.co.uk in some way, shape or form. And we currently have around 60% market share. Another interesting stat over the last year is our mobile platforms, both apps and mobi sites, have increased in size significantly, and we probably deliver, well, I say probably, we know we deliver more on our mobile platforms now than most of our competition do on the web in terms of user activity and search. Our challenge, going back probably into 2009, we said to ourselves, well look, we're pretty much a traditional hosting shop. We have 2 data centres, one that sits in Manchester in the UK, one that's just outside Liverpool, and we have the usual thing. We have data centre interconnects, we have firewalls, we have servers, we have network attached storage, etc., etc. But this thing's geared up fundamentally to serve web traffic, okay? So the issue that we have is the fact that one data center is for failover, the other is serving live traffic, and like a lot of online businesses, we have this 4-hour window, which pretty much means that we need 50% of our capacity to serve that 4-hour window. The rest of our capacity, the base load, can serve the rest of the day. So 75% of our capital investment in our infrastructure is redundant 75% of the time. So, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out that this isn't particularly efficient use of our capital and efficient use of our cash. And the whole part of the cost and complexity issues about running that, the guys that run the servers, the guys that run the networks, the sysadmins that spin the servers up, and that's just from a cost perspective. So that's just purely looking at our infrastructure. If you actually look at the other part of the graph, that's extracted even further when you've got a situation where, in the middle of the night, again, I've got 90% of my capacity redundant 25% of the time. We're very much a traditional web shop. We are Linux, Java, Tomcat. We use Apache as our web server, probably moving to Nginx fairly soon. And we use Endeca for our search. We use HP servers, NetApp storage, Cisco networking. And we have a good mix of, we're an online business that's been around for the last 15 years. So we're probably what you probably class as a heritage online business in the fact that we have a lot of legacy apps for an online business in our infrastructure. We're an ITIL shop. We do things in a very traditional operational way. We have a team of operations guys sat on one floor, and you have another 200 dev sat in various other floors on our campus, all creating applications. Now what's actually happened in our organisation is we've had a lot of pressure around delivering our products to market earlier, and I think the dev guys have done a tremendous job in terms of the fact that they're doing extreme programming, they're using agile software delivery techniques, they're using continuous integrate test and build, like the guys from Pearson. And the whole process around actually delivering our products is sped up considerably, to the point where it gets to the last mile. And then when it gets to the last mile, it's the guys say, oh right, I have this product, you're doing 150 releases, you're doing 150,000 tests of that stack, we actually have a build that's ready, and then they have to talk to some guys about maybe sometime in the next 4 weeks about getting some hardware, which they will procure, and they will rack, and they will get it into the environment, and it just slows everybody down. The opportunity, our senior management were very nervous when I started using the cloud word. and they wanted, they were very nervous about putting their crown jewels into the cloud. So we had this opportunity to pick up one of our non-core channels, so commercial vehicles, heavy goods trucks, vans, etc. And they said, well, okay, look, let's take those channels. They're lower risk, they make a significantly lower revenue, let's try it with those. We created this website, which we, based on a platform which we internally call Spitfire. And essentially, it's a website that enables you to search for heavy goods vehicles, etc. Oversimplified diagram for the sake of the wider audience. So if you're a sysadmin, please ignore. Essentially, we have a stack which is running on AWS, supported by RightScale, which essentially is HA proxy servers, talking to some Apache Tomcat servers, which are auto-scaled in an array. They then talk to some the same load balancers, but logically it's a different set, and they then talk to our search servers and our log servers, and that whole thing automatically will scale out. The irony is the traffic that actually points in that direction, we've designed it that efficiently that actually we don't need to scale very much because the application will run on quite a small set of servers. The results are, from our perspective of that initial deployment, has been that we're now doing 120 releases into live a month. 99% of those releases are successful. And what we mean by success is that we don't need to forward fix or back out. So the fact that the release goes in first time and we don't touch. 100% of our environment is templated. So we can version control. We say our version of the environment, the deployment that they're working in is version 1.1 of the deployment. We can run that in dev, we run that in test, we run that in performance test, and we run into live. If we release a new version, we put it into dev first, then make sure they're developing on that new version of the OS, and that a version could be the JVM, it could be patches on the kernel, it could be a number of things. We have 5.9 site availability, so the deployment's actually spread over numerous AWS zones. And we have highly engaged and successful multifunctional teams. And what that means is we're going down the DevOps route. We're going now get more of our sysadmins not sat on the one floor. They're now working with the product guys, they're working with the dev guys, they're all sat together in one team. And they're talking not about how many servers I need to provision, they're talking about, right, we've got this product, we want to get it out, we want to get it out quickly, what do I need? And they're just spinning up the instances and spinning up the deployments that will meet their application need. And now I have variable costs around my demand. Where are we going next? We're taking what we've learned in our individual channels around heavy goods. We're now rolling that out across cars. We're basically going to replace all our hardware in our data centers because quite a lot of it's obsolete. We're doing that in mind of designing out a private cloud in that environment using something like OpenStack or Cloud.com. We're very much going to be using multi-cloud images, so we actually use it as a hybrid cloud. We're going to migrate our apps over the next 2 years. So this is, some of our new apps are very easy to deploy. We have a whole pile of legacy stuff that isn't. And we're going to variabilize a lot of our costs around demand. So ultimately, within probably 3 years, but hopefully sooner, if I can get rid of the legacy apps quick enough, I'll be in a situation where I can turn off one of my data centers. I can save myself around $8 million in the process. And it means that I can basically use the cloud for my full redundancy in the event of a disaster. But then I can use the right workloads in the cloud and on-premise for normal working, depending on those peaks or new applications or new products. And that essentially is it.